This is what it's all about, getting in that flow state. Alright, so this is the very start of the climb here. It's really mellow, pretty steady all the way through. It does get a little bit steep at the end, but it's very manageable. There's a trail that comes out there, but yeah, this is the final gate before you get to the gun range. I'm sure you could hear the loud bangs from the gunshots there. And I think we're ready to go. Yep. This video is dedicated towards every single trail builder who's helped out to build Burke Mountain to what it is today, especially the people I've met, Andrew, Ben, and Mick. All right, so we'll take it nice and slow because we don't know how the conditions are. So it's closed. So what we're gonna do is walk this because we're not gonna ride on it at all. So we got Green Bastard, nice sign. Look at the craftsmanship, man. So let's just put the bike down and take a good look at this. We see cedar slats securing the outside exterior of the wall, putting it all together. We see logs going sideways, just basically filling it up, and then you see dirt packed on top. Same thing, we see wooden logs, struts I guess you could say, going diagonally, and then you see slats getting pushed into the logs there, securing the exterior, as well as some really long beams they got out of some fallen wood. The dirt has to come from somewhere, and there was some nice dirt in there, so get rocks, anything you can, chuck it in, and then you get some nice stuff at the end. Where you can already see someone cased it really hard right here, hence there's no slats, but it was perfectly level with the dirt, just perfectly in line with where the slats are, so it was really a masterpiece. They used a log to kind of secure that section, and then they just got cedar slats, as we can see, red cedar, really nice stuff to build with, to kind of push the dirt and hold it in place. You see a little bit of a runoff here. This is if we don't actually use anything to create the exterior of the walls, it'll just run off, and see what we have here. So really well built jump, and that's the first feature of Green Bastard. And we always got to respect the trail builders. If they're going to close it, we just walk down, because it's definitely up to the trail builders who built it and are maintaining it, because the ones that are out here are the ones that are going to have to bring it back to life if it does get destroyed due to people running it when it's really wet. No dig, no ride. Don't be a squid, don't ride in the wet. Respect the trail builders. Will reopen soon. Screw your Strava. I love it. So we can see right here, you would hit this and it literally takes a second to hit. But look at the level of craftsmanship in terms of the exterior sidewall, so it doesn't just, you know, get into muck and just slide down into this little gully here. That's where they got the dirt. And we can see these beams here that are going to be securing this corner in place for many years. So, you know, unless you're walking down here, you don't really see the actual craftsmanship that takes place in building, you know, not even a super long trail, but just one corner. You know, this is a day's work for sure. It's not an easy process. It just takes time, effort, energy, and volunteering commitment. All right, this is the first little jump on Ray Rays. So this is open, so we're actually going to hit it. Clearly, we can see that it was built in a lot better, but the dirt just slowly erodes through the cracks at the bottom there. That's going to come with any trail, really. That's going to see a lot of rain. And then we see another jump right there. We get raw, really strong, rigid cross beams to create triangles, basically to make it more rigid. There's a big V. It's mellow, but you can see, and this is the lowest point, so that's where we're going to be that is where a lot of the water is going to accumulate. Just a bunch of logs laid in, and they put nails through them all, so then it holds its shape, and then you just get the exterior walls of the landing, put dirt in it, pack it down, boom. So this is a nice little transfer. Really fun section. They've really used nature well. And you can see same thing on this side. We've got structural rigidity keeping the dirt close to the top of the berm. And this is a cool little gap into there, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna have a workaround today. And this is the next pretty decent jump. I'll hit that. Look at that beauty, hey? Really nice left-hand corner. They dug out all there, pushed it to the other side, and someone comes over here because, you know, if there's water that pools up, all that dirt right here that we can see has to get out somehow, and that's volunteers. It doesn't do it by itself, right? So that's a lot of work to dig it all out, put it on this side. This berm runs super well, giving you a little bit of a kicker to, if you want to gap that, you can go ahead. And each slat is cut from just a piece of log, right? They just get an axe, hammer, cut each slat at a time. Look at this, thick one. We get some thin ones in there. Beautiful stuff. Just a log cutting just long pieces there. And then they just get a chainsaw, cut little divots in it so it's a little bit easier to grip on. And then you got your exit right there. This is a really nice drop. So there's a little bit of a kick right here that I always like to kind of bounce off of, and I actually think they incorporated that specifically to gap into the drop in there. I actually haven't asked, but I'm sure that's why they incorporated it, and it's a really fun little section. So got a nice little grippy section at the top where they put little marks on it. Nice rundown into a great running left-hand corner, and this is the first kind of major section that I was like, holy shit, this is a really, really awesome trail when I first hit this. Let's just put the bike down. Got a nice little bench there, made from 2 stumps. Now this is actually made from chainsaw. We can see Slayer with the flag. I can't quote exactly where he got it from, but it was a couple of riders who saw it and wanted to pay their respects and gave a flag in. But this is pretty awesome, hey? We see same thing. We got logs on the exteriors, and then they got slats to run it across. They put nails in, obviously somewhat self-explanatory, but just the amount of slats it takes and the level of work, commitment. You got structural rigidity right here, as well as cross beams holding the posts together. You see that as well right in there. Pretty awesome stuff. If you actually take a minute to get off your bike and look at this, it's some pretty well done craftsmanship that takes time, takes effort. Look at that. They had to drive the poles in to secure it. You see a lot of posts in the ground there. That's a lot of work. But this is awesome. I absolutely love this feature just because it's raised off of the ground, and it goes skinny into just, you basically huck over a couple of slats, but it's just really cool looking. It's off the ground, it's skinny, it's super compacted down, so it allows you to really get a lot of momentum and speed. There's a little bit of an arc to it, so you're able to get that momentum to kick off, so it's really easy to actually gap. Yeah, beautiful, honestly. And then this is the entire thing you could gap if you wanted to. There's another little section right here, and then you can also have a walk around if you're unable to do these sections. But yeah, the creativity, just thinking about it, not just in terms of, okay, let's just build something so it's functional, but actually creating like an experience is pretty awesome. And then you land here, sweet ass berm into another one. Feels super good. You get these awesome berms. Someone came in and rebuilt that berm clearly, or at least cleaned it up a little bit, so that looks pretty good. And then you get kind of 3 nice corners, and then we'll talk about that entire last feature, which is really cool. So just first off, looking at these corners, securely built, lots of rocks, lots of digging, lots of dirt, lots of scavenging from the forest floor in order to actually create a structure that's going to hold that berm in place. On the other side, we see slats that are running on the inside so the dirt doesn't wash out into the stream, because we do see that's going to be a low point in the mountain. So this is a very wet area, and that's why they put so much time and effort into actually raising it above the ground. We can see there's logs that are securing that entire section, and if you're really looking, we can see that there's like pockets in here that they put in, they put dirt in these squares and these pockets, so it's not just one big dirt pile. So there's a ton of work that goes into even just the underground drainage system that this has in order for it to still be functional and maintaining as a mountain biking trail right beside a stream. And that's how it's able to do it. And we can actually see a culvert when we come and walk down here. Here, look how close it is to the stream. This is a culvert, so we can see a low point. So this is where all the water is going to be coming in from. If we were to have a lot of water, obviously it's just drained through, but there's a hole, and we can see that there's the plastic culvert right there of PVC, and that's going to go through underneath this log here, coming out, and that's going to be the lowest point on the culvert. So the water is all going to be draining here. We can see all the sediment. This is where it came from, because it goes onto the log, onto here, and it flows into the stream. So water always finds its way to the lowest point, and this is what they use in order to extract the water from low points and berms to get them out into the rest of the stream and the watershed. So really, really well built. We can see the entire thing is raised. That's a lot of work to get it up to that point. Not easy. And this is the A-frame that's a little bit of the left-hand turn, which is really cool to finish off the trail. And that's the exit right there of Green Bastard. And we can see a huge A-frame. It's a pretty sharp left-hand turn, but we can see these slats, handmade, every single one, really perfectly. Look at the, like, obviously it's nature, so it's not gonna be absolutely perfect, but you know, that runs extremely well. And we see structural rigidity on the inside there to make sure it's all secure. Everything is used with cedar, so then it's rot resistant. Really well built all around. And we can see the exit, same thing. They put a square here, filled it with dirt, so the dirt within it just doesn't run off in the stream. It actually is held securely, so it's able to withstand rain for a lot longer than if you just were to butt up against it with dirt, because there is some level of steepness here. And then that's the end of the trail right there.
Thank you Andrew, Ben, Mick, Ryan, Stefan, and every single trail builder who's helped out building Burke to what it is today. The run I'm currently on is Hustler, which is taking me back to the main parking lot where I parked. I'll be continuing this series at Burke Mountain for now, but will eventually move to a different mountain, probably the North Shore next. This series is to shed light on the hidden heroes mountain bikers call trail builders. If it weren't for them, we'd have a lot less smiles in the world today, and BC wouldn't be known for its world-class mountain biking. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, have a good one.